SR93 Boxing, I'm back with a quick video. There's a rumor that bum fighter Triple G is injured. Now, before I go anywhere, I like to say that anyone can be injured. Everyone's human. Injury doesn't make a person or a human or a boxer any better or worse. Anyone can have injuries. I'm fairly sure Floyd Mayweather had loads of injuries, and he talked about it as well. But this is the thing. Triple G has this, this reputation that he built up by fighting lesser level oppositions. And he's a good fighter himself. But he's been fighting these lesser level oppositions. And he built up this reputation of him being this invincible machine, this monster. People went on to say baddest man on the planet. And some people believed it. I can see why they believed it. But see, no one's really that invincible, and they're still trying to maintain that. Thing is, he looked like shit against Kell Brook. He looked like shit against. When I say he looked like shit against Triple G, against Danny Jacobs. Look, he's a good fighter. Danny Jacobs is a good fighter, and I wouldn't have any problem with that performance, except that you haven't lived up to that reputation that you were trying to live up to. You haven't. You haven't been living up to that this monster reputation. You should have been stopping stopping Danny Jacobs or beating him very easily. As soon as he steps up to a slightly higher level, he has trouble with his opponents, which is crazy. All that trouble you had against Kell Brook, and every time he got hit, it's because he has a shitty defense. But he tried to convince the people, oh no, it's because he let him hit me. He let Kell Brook hit him. Which is bullshit. And Danny Jacobs, he went out there, and you saw he didn't really have that good of a defense. And I said this, Triple G's defense is shocking. I've said this probably in late 2016. That Triple G isn't all that. Yeah, he's a good fighter. He's not a bum. But he's a good fighter, but he has flaws. He's not an invincible monster. That's the thing I've been trying to say. And their camp is still trying to... Well, by the way, what happened was Frank Warren was trying to make a fight with Billy Joe Saunders, and I believe they accepted all terms. But they were told by Triple G's camp, I guess, that he is injured, and therefore they have to wait. 78 Sports TV, apparently, I know, because apparently through his connections or whatever, is claiming that this guy is injured. He's not feeling positive about himself, and I think it hurt his ego. It hurt him mentally as well. So I don't know what sort of injury that he has. He could have an injury, but it's also a mental thing, I guess. Like, he's been knocking out these lower level oppositions. Soon as he steps up, he doesn't look too good, which is not surprising in my opinion. And I guess that kind of hurt his reputation about himself and his ego as well. But see, this is the thing. It's not what Frank Warren said is not contradicting to what 78 said. So I'm inclined to believe it, and I have no reason for Frank Warren to not believe Frank Warren. Look, promoters can lie, but I don't know why he would lie. And sometimes, there's always an uncertainty in everything, but I just felt like he didn't seem like he was lying. I don't see any reason why he would lie. They could wait. And I feel like by the way, Abel Sanchez responded to this. So I feel like the way he responded, he goes, he's not injured per se. Everyone's injured. Everyone gets injuries, minor injuries. If everyone gets minor injuries, what's up with this shit? Every fighter goes into fights with minor injuries, right? What's up with this? What injury did he have? Can please anyone elaborate? This is the thing that people have to understand, that Triple G's camp, Triple G's camp is lying, basically. I personally think they're lying, because if you look at it, everyone has minor injuries. So he didn't really deny Frank Warren's claims, and he goes, everyone has minor injuries. So why are you mentioning that type of injury if You're going to say, no, in terms of any major injuries, no, he doesn't have any injuries. You would say that, right? And he's trying to say, oh, everyone has minor injuries, this and that. No one's talking about no minor injuries. This doesn't sound like any minor injuries. I'm fairly sure Triple G had injuries before. Those minor injuries that every fighter pretty much goes through. This seems very different. Why didn't you just say, no, he didn't have no injuries? Because minor injuries technically don't count, do they? Because every fighter has them. They're trying to make Triple G seem invincible, like no one can break him and stuff like that. But everyone's human, man. They're human. Every human's human. That's what they are, humans. No one's invincible. But, casual fans don't really understand that, so they kind of buy into the hype, and they're still trying to make casual fans buy into their hype. No, he's injured. In my opinion, as far as I'm concerned, Triple G's injured. These Abel, Sanchez, and this whole clique seems so shady. Seems like a bunch of liars. Fucking frauds. Triple G is the biggest hype job of our time. Exposed. This year, I think the biggest hype job for this year, or maybe not just this year. Let's look at 2016. Who was the biggest hype job? I would say, in my opinion, I was still saying Triple G would have been the biggest hype job rather. You could say someone like a Sean Porter, but Sean Porter still, I don't know, man. Everyone has some sort of hype that may be a bit exaggerated, but I think Triple G's hype, Triple G was probably the biggest hype job in a long time. He was the most overrated, in my opinion, in a long, long time. I had people telling me he was the baddest man on the planet, and which made no sense to me because this was even after the Kell Brook performance. And I don't know why people get this. Like, I understand why you think he's so invincible and shit, but damn, like, if you're that much of a boxing fan, you should be watching. I mean, at least I assume you watch more boxing. You can make a better judgment than a casual. Triple G's never been that good, man. Willie Monroe Jr. exposed him. Kell Brook kind of beat him up until he got beat up. And Danny Jacobs beat him up completely to the point where he's now injured. Triple G's he's not ready for Canelo. And Canelo said it, Canelo himself said Danny Jacobs beat Triple G by 2 or 3 points. Now I understand, like, Canelo and Triple G are like kind of competitors, I guess. So he might say that, but the thing is, Canelo said another thing is, I mean, he kept mentioning about this topic, but then this is what he said recently. He basically tried to say that the Golovkin, Triple G, keeps mentioning him, but I don't mention him. I don't mention Triple G. Triple G has he keeps trying to mention Canelo for that payday. It's kind of like American Kell Brook. It's the same shit. Bum fucking fighter Triple G goes out there, he fights these lower level oppositions. Canelo has taken the risk. Just like American has taken... American hasn't got the resume. He hasn't fought for the type of fighters that Canelo has fought, in my opinion, on a more consistent basis. But he has fought better oppositions than Kell Brook on a more consistent basis. Similar to Canelo fighting better oppositions than Triple G on a more consistent basis. Canelo has taken the chances. He has gone there, and even though he lost to Floyd, that loss against Floyd took a lot of hype out of him. He could have not fought Floyd. And when he fought Floyd, he was 21. Let's be real. He was 20 fucking 1. And Canelo drained himself to fight Floyd as well. Now granted, Floyd's a smaller fighter. Much smaller fighter. Much smaller fighter than all of these fighters that want to fight Canelo. I mean, American wanted to fight Canelo. Danny Garcia says he'll fight Canelo at 154. Errol Spence says he'll fight Canelo too. Floyd Mayweather was smaller than all of those welterweights that I just mentioned. So yeah, but Canelo was drained. And when you're drained, you don't perform too well, and you're young. But yet, he took that chance off where he could be criticized. He fought. Now, some fighters didn't want to fight Triple G. Okay, cool. But some fighters did want to fight Triple G. And when your resume sucks, on a higher level, at a higher level, you should have a better resume. And when it sucks quite bad, you should be making some sort of compromises to fight better oppositions. Canelo did that to fight Mayweather. Canelo fought Lara. He fought, he fought names, right? He fought Shane Mosley at the age of 20, 21. That was young. Mosley was past his prime, but Canelo was nowhere near his prime. He fought a lot of good names, Austin Trout, I think he fought him. Yeah, he fought him. He fought a few good names. So he has taken more chances. Triple G's fighting these bums, okay? Not necessarily bums. Like, I think David Lemieux's a decent fighter. Curtis Stevens a decent fighter. But not necessarily the best level opposition. There's a lot of bums on his resume. And Canelo's taking all these chances where to the point he's kind of... sometimes he's not looking too good. That's okay. When you fight in top level oppositions, you will not look good all the time. And he's risking his reputation. Triple G's building his reputation based on fighting bums and just looking good fighting bums. And then calling out Canelo. But he hasn't done shit. Right? He's only calling out Canelo hoping he can get the Canelo fight. Hoping he can get the Canelo fight because of the payday. And when Canelo does offer him, he rejects the 15 million saying, oh, we want a percentage split, like a 40% split. What the fuck? You don't deserve no 40% split. Because this is the thing. Because you didn't fight any top fighters. You could have fought Andre Ward. You could have fought a numerous amount of fighters. Yes, some fighters ducked you, but some fighters you could have fought. Make a compromise. You could have fought Andre Ward. There was a lot of fighters you could have fought. Shit. George Groves was saying he'll fight you. Did you even try to make a fight with George Groves? You said anyone from 154 to 168. Why did you say 168? All of a sudden Canelo comes up 155. Hey, come fight me. Oh, now you have a problem at 155, but you said 154. Then you said, oh, I will do that for Floyd. Okay, so why didn't you say 154 for Floyd or anyone from 154 to 160? Even that would have made more sense. But you said 154 to 168. Who the fuck is that 168? That's almost as big name as Floyd. Or almost as big name as Canelo, let alone bigger. So it was all talk. And you're hyping yourself up. So the public demand this fight. You've been claiming, I am not businessman, but you still want more than 15 million? You're not satisfied with that offer? You're full of shit. Triple G's full of shit. And those fans that have been talking shit about me for exposing him, now they know. I'm SR93 Boxing. I'm out. SR93 Boxing, I'm back with a quick video. There's a rumor that bum fighter Triple G is injured. Now, before I go anywhere,